Hi, and welcome back to Roam Away From Home. I'm Taylor, and this marks the final part of our Phish Mexico series, at least for now. Phish Mexico 2024 really was special for us and basically everyone we talked to. So this final part of the series goes over our favorite moments, some that we all experienced together, some that we experienced on a more personal level. And let's get into it. The whole Phish Mexico experience really kicked it off on the right foot with the epic soundcheck dance party. This was before night one, so night zero, I guess, of Phish Mexico. If you had already arrived, Phish did about an hour-long sound check and a bunch of us just danced right outside of the venue. Or if you had a patio facing the stage, people were on the patios filming and watching the sound check. It was so fun, and I feel like that set the tone for the rest of the week. I found you! Oh yeah.
Without a reason, I don't know why. It's my soul. It's my soul. It's my soul. It's my soul.
The crowd was already all in it together, and that even started that flow of the 4-day run that made it so cohesive. It was all started at that sound check where we met you and we met people that were super into Phish like us, and it was so fun to just kick it off on the right foot. One thing that made this year a lot more fun and easy for us personally was the fact that we arrived a little bit early. So last year we were traveling from Western Mexico to Eastern Mexico. This year we're traveling from Portugal to Mexico, and believe it or not, it was actually easier to come from Portugal. One thing that we did to make the experience more fun and less stressful for us is we decided to arrive a day early before our package started. So our package started night zero, the day before music, and then we arrived in Cancun the day before that. We did not stay in Moon Palace because that would have cost way more than it would have been worth since we were arriving at like 10 p.m. the day before. What we did do was we booked a cheaper hotel nearby, and we ended up checking into Moon Palace as early as we could, which this year you could go to the check-in services at 9 a.m. That gave us an entire extra day at Phish Mexico. What we noticed is that the days leading up to the show, so 2 or 3 days early before Phish Mexico starts the music, like before night one of music, that is better than staying later, because this year most of people left on Sunday. They left Moon Palace. A few people stayed an extra day, but we noticed by being there after most people left, a lot more, like normies, non-fans came in, and it was a completely different vibe at Moon Palace. Next year, my dream would be to go early to experience Tulum, other areas in the Riviera Maya, and then check into Moon Palace like we did really early the day of our package starting. But for me, that was a huge highlight, and it ended up being a lot less stressful, the fact that we decided to go a day early. One of the things that made this time so special was the fact that we went with a crew. So in the past, and actually in general, since we're full-time travelers, van life for over 3 years, and now living abroad in Portugal, we often go to shows just the two of us. It's kind of difficult to coordinate with people, especially because we have a pretty flexible travel schedule. But for 2024, we teamed up with our two friends and we did a conjoined room. So our rooms shared a door, but we each had our separate room. We all were kind of at different parts of our Phish journey. For my husband, Mike, it was his 30th show. I made him this custom shirt. And that is partly what made this experience so special. And then for one of our friends being at her only second Phish show ever, we didn't know how she'd react as well. What I can say is by going with other people, it really opened our minds to the Phish Mexico experience. They encouraged us to go to events that we normally wouldn't go to, and vice versa. We had someone that we can always meet up with. It made it so much easier to save our spots at the show when one of us had to go to the bathroom. And overall, just sharing those moments with the same crew throughout all the shows made it really special. We went to First Entry together, all the shows together. Sometimes one of us would do a special event and the other three would do something else, and we'd go out to eat sometimes, but not all the time. It really made it so fun. If you have the opportunity to go in on a room that you can share the room with and book a 4-person package with 2 rooms, I highly recommend it. We also kind of went to the shows with the same group of people because of First Entry, which brings us to the next Phish Mexico highlight, which was First Entry. This is one of the closest that we've ever been to Phish. I think the closest that we've ever been to Phish. Right up there at the front thanks to First Entry. In part 1 of this highlight and recap series, I talk about how First Entry worked, so you can go check that out if you're interested. But overall, being able to guarantee basically that we'd have a close spot at the shows was epic. And what made it really special to be that close was that we had some very special Phish moments. If you went to Phish Mexico 2024, you know. And Chalk Dust Torture with Chalk Dust Torture Reprise, for example, huge highlight, record-setting 40-minute Chalk Dust Torture. And then when the reprise happened, everyone at the show lost their minds. It was so fun to see the whole crowd get into it. Absolutely one of my top highlights for the entire Phish Mexico experience. It was just such a fun moment with everyone going crazy, and we were all just in the moment. It was special. Following along with the show theme, one of the other special moments was seeing the shows throughout the full moon. So Wolfman's Brother, the Howling, hearing everyone go, oh! So epic, seeing the full moon over the ocean right after a beautiful sunset. It really honestly doesn't get much better than that. Like, we go to a lot of shows that are outdoors. I've actually only been to outdoor Phish shows. There's something special about seeing Phish on the beach, and no matter what, it's always a highlight, right? To be able to see Phish with the ocean in the background. But the combination of the full moon, the amazing vibes of the crowd, everyone in on it together, it just felt so special. And I honestly can't describe it in words. If you were there, you know. I will include some clips here so you can see kind of what the vibe was like. The crowd and the energy and the songs and the view and all of that is why we love Phish Mexico so much. My Phish experience is a little bit unique in that I usually only go on runs. So yes, I've been to like a single Phoenix show, but overall I go to Phish Sticks, Phish Mexico, we'll be going to Mondegreen. So I do multi-day runs. Phish Mexico 2024 was by far my favorite run. It just flowed so well from day 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. It was a cohesive show. It felt like every day was part of the story. And that is partly because of Chalk Dust Torture, Reprise, tying everything back together, weaving it through. You had the ups of like, more popular songs, and night 1 was kind of awesome to get the energy up, and it was a great introduction night. And then diving deeper into it for nights 2 and 3. Night 3 for me was my favorite as well as Mike's favorite, and it was so fun just to see how people were experiencing the run. I also think that this was very special not only because of the music, like Mike really wanted Alaska, so that was a highlight. Tweezer Reprise, all highlights, but also getting familiar with the crowd. And I feel like the band played a lot with the crowd and the audience. They played off our energy. Even the light show had a complete vibe to it. Like Chris Kuroda would weave through the lights, so it was like darker, really bright, really intense, especially because we're close up. A lot of red themes, darker themes, like everything just flowed so well together. And that includes the crowd and the energy and the vibes. For me was the most variety and the most flow and cohesiveness that I've ever had in a run, and that was a big highlight for me personally. It made it to where it's one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, this is why I go to Phish Mexico, this is why I spend the extra money to come here. Whether it was friends during the daytime or friends during the nighttime at the shows or even the after parties, I felt like the energy was so positive. Everyone was just excited and happy and vibing. Felt like everyone was really prepared for Phish Mexico, so there were no worries once we got there. It just really was so exciting. And from what we talked to you about, it sounds like people agree. So I think that made this run in Phish Mexico 2024 so much more special than I ever could have predicted. One of the things that made this Phish Mexico super fun was the variety of events as well. There was something for everyone this year. The cacao ceremony, a variety of yoga classes, some that were more intense, some that were more, chill and peaceful. They had a really fun trivia competitions. And I talk about this in part 1 of this series too, about the events more. But the variety was really special. One of the fun parts about that was the sticker exchange. Sticker exchange was absolutely a highlight this year. The creativity was just mind-blowing. And selfishly, one of the best parts about it was our Swiftie meetup. We teamed up with Scott, to a fellow Swiftie with a PH, that is. So fans and Swifties came together to do a Swiftie meetup. Through that experience, we met so many fellow Taylor Swift and Phish fans. As I was wearing this shirt in all my previous videos, you know how much of a Taylor fan I am, and specifically Taylor Swift and Phish. Thank you for meeting up with us and making that Swiftie event possible, because we are planning on doing another one in Mondegreen. Each year with the sticker exchange, there are certain themes, you know, what's popular in pop culture kind of, and what's going on in the world. Last year, for example, White Lotus stickers, like White Lotus to an extreme. And if you have watched White Lotus and you've been to Phish Mexico, especially Moon Palace, you will see why there's a crossover. If you haven't seen White Lotus, highly recommend, because you will easily see the connection there. But this year's themes, there were two of them, Taylor Swift and the other very popular theme this year was Barbie, and for good reason. It added a little pop of color. We loved seeing people who were dressed up like Barbie themed to the Phish shows. It was super fun. Here are some of my favorites from the Barbies, the Barbie stickers. Through the experience of the sticker exchange and Phish Mexico in general, we actually came up with our newest design, Book-Life Balance, as well as some other ones like Llama to Boot, and some more custom stickers that we've been making for you. And we are super excited for Mondegreen because we have a lot more sticker designs that we're going to be exchanging. I hope that for next year's Phish Mexico, it's even more organized, because this year it became like a semi-official event. Another thing that is always fun for every Phish run, especially, are the Facebook groups. Specifically for Phish Mexico 2024 though, the posts for unofficial events or funny posts that people were doing throughout the entire time were hilarious. And I was so invested in what was happening with White Boots, and I'm still invested a month later. I never got resolution from that story. So if you are going to Phish Mexico and you were posting in the groups or you're involved in the Facebook groups, I thought it was a fun way to bring some humor into the community, as well as share really important news of what was going on, different events, unofficial, official, changes in timing, all of that stuff, tips as they were coming out. Those Facebook groups were definitely a highlight, and basically like a mini news feed of what was going on of all things Phish Mexico. Another fun highlight was, I just want to say congratulations on your engagement to AJ and Caitlin from 2/3 of a Threesome. It was really fun meeting you. It was really fun seeing your pop-up comedy skit. Absolutely like our brand of comedy. And for those of you who have not checked out 2/3 of a Threesome, go check them out. They sing comedic songs together and they are very talented. They did a pop-up comedy show that was hilarious.
Usually we don't have
Social anxiety.
Social anxiety.
To see and meet you and just see how the whole story unfolded, and then also to see you perform was just like, you know, a different level. It was just really fun. So congratulations to Caitlin and AJ, and we wish you the best in your wedding planning. One highlight that made me laugh the entire time was the reaction to our outfits. So we also have a business called Live Music Threads, where we sell, you know, a lot of crossover with Phish, Swiftie, for example, but we also have other crossovers, you know, mostly focusing on Taylor Swift, Phish, and the Dead. But our shirts got some of the funniest reactions. So like this one, a lot of fans that did not know Taylor Swift thought that I was being super ironic, and it made me laugh. Introverted but willing to discuss Phish helped us meet so many friends that we definitely would not have met without this shirt, because just saying that you're introverted opens up the door to other fellow introverted friends. So thank you for, you know, taking the leap of faith and talking to us, the fellow introverts. And this is like the best way to meet like-minded introverted Phish fans. The one that got the most attention and laughs and hilariousness was this shirt. Don't play Phish or I'll come. And this shirt was... I'm laughing because I kept telling everyone based on a true story. And yes, it is just like, I feel like if you're a diehard fan, you get this humor. And this shirt was by far the most popular one at the pools, at the show. It made everyone laugh. It's really just to, you know, bring smiles to people's faces. So when people actually show up and laugh at our shirts, it makes us happy. So thank you. Top highlight. The number one highlight of everything Phish Mexico that we experienced in 2024 was the people we met, the new friends we met, you, anyone who came up to us and talked to us. I mean, it was just so fun. And putting out those YouTube videos that we did to help people prepare and help people plan for Phish Mexico was a highlight for us. It truly was. I put those out there to help people have the best experience at Phish Mexico that they could. It's also why I'm doing this highlight and recap video so that you're fully prepared for 2025 as well, and so that we can relive these moments together. But that absolutely for me was the number one thing for this entire Phish Mexico experience. The band, of course, you got to put that up there, right? But tied with that is truly the fans, the people, you, meeting you, making connections that we'll have for years to come. And also the fact that there was already Mondegreen coming around the corner. So we already have plans to meet up with people there, and we're already planning on camping with people and all of that stuff. Like meeting people that we would not have otherwise crossed paths with outside of Phish Mexico was epic. You are the reason our Phish Mexico 2024 experience was epic. Like, that's simply put. Thank you so much for watching this recap. I hope it helped you relive your favorite moments from Phish Mexico as well. We'd love to hear what your highlights are, so drop them in the comments if you have any other highlights. You know, what's awesome about this experience is that we could not possibly experience every event, every moment. You know, there's so much to do at Phish Mexico that you can't do it all. You have to kind of select and choose what you decide to do. So we would love to hear your highlights in the comments as well, because maybe other fans are interested in the same types of events that you went to that we didn't go to. If you want more Phish Mexico tips and you want actually tips on how to prepare for future years, check out our other Phish Mexico videos. We have 4 parts out already. This is the final part for now, at least until next year. And it really was just a blast. Like, I can't say more than that. It was absolutely fun. We cover a lot more than just Phish on this channel. On Roam Away From Home, we cover high demand music events, international travel. You know, we have been doing this now for 4 years, traveling and exploring the world. Subscribe for more live music coverage, not just Phish, but many other artists as well, including Dave Matthews Band, Taylor Swift, festivals. A lot of stuff is just around the corner with festival season coming up in Europe, and we cannot wait to share it with you. If you are interested in living abroad, international travel, any of that, go ahead and subscribe. And most of all, thank you for the best Phish Mexico experience, and for me, best Phish experience I've ever had. Thank you. Bye.
Everything's right, so just hold tight. Everything's right, so just hold tight. Everything